Okay, so today we're going to be talking about rammed earth and why it's a sustainable building material. So let's get right into it. What is rammed earth exactly? Well, rammed earth is a process of compacting moistened subsoil into a place between temporary formwork panels. When dried, the result is a dense, hard, monolithic wall. This material is considered sustainable because it comes from the earth. There is nothing more natural than using materials that are recycled from our planet. Earth naturally performs the rammed earth process by putting constant pressure on the soft soils, turning it into rock. This takes thousands of years, but humans can recreate this process in a matter of days. So, just a general overview of rammed earth. It is an ancient form of construction, usually associated with arid areas or places with drier climates. There remain plentiful examples of the form around the world, evidence that rammed earth is a successful and durable way of building. A few historical rammed earth buildings are to be found in the UK. In recent years, rammed earth has become more popular amongst environmentally conscious architects as well as those seeking an element of exotic structures. Contemporary examples include the Genesis Project in Somerset, which I have a photo on the bottom left showing the actual fibers and what kind of soil is used to compact this material to make a wall. So it's pretty interesting stuff. Our next example is the Pines Calyx Conference Center on the bottom right. So although this is considered rammed earth, they also call it rammed chalk. So it's not just made from a clay-based soil; they use a chalk-based soil. So our next example is the Wise Conference Center at CAT up in the top right. And you can just kind of see the smooth curved lines that you can really make with this stuff because, again, it is a soil. But once it sets, it's done. You can't touch it. So, pretty cool. Moving on to our cost comparison, excuse me. The three pillars of sustainability include economic sustainability, social sustainability, and environmental sustainability. Looking around, you can argue that most commonly used building materials in construction today consist of concrete and steel. Unlike wood, however, concrete is made through unsustainable practices. Wood can be torn down to be reused, but concrete cannot be salvaged and is left where it is demolished. So, although good for the environment, rammed earth is one of the costliest building materials which can start at $75 per square foot and even rise above that. And another determining factor with the cost is your location because you have to get all of your soils and materials transported to you. So that could be another reason why you would or wouldn't use rammed earth. The cost of a professional rammed earth building is comparable to other more conventional good quality masonry constructions such as concrete. Concrete's prices are generally on the expensive side depending on how much concrete is to be used, but it is cheaper to maintain and more durable over time if reinforced correctly. The rammed earth can be made from not only essential soils but also from chalk, as stated earlier in the Pines Calyx example. Traditional rammed earth is produced using clay-rich soil, water, and regular stabilizers like creature blood or urine, as well as plant fibers that have been pressed down. This method has been utilized in the Great Wall of China and in numerous Japanese sanctuaries. You can see I have a section of the Great Wall of China that not only does it include rammed earth, but you can see about a third of the wall at the top is mud brick. So this could have been something that had to do with the design or could make the structure, stronger, more durable. We wouldn't know. We'd have to ask the architects that built the wall. And then on the right here, we have another beautiful example of the rammed earth. You can see each individual layer that is used to build up the compound of this wall. And I see we have about 13 different layers, and that's not paint that you see. That is those are natural materials that come off that natural color. So looks like an American flag if you ask me. Moving on to our environmental effects. So believe it or not, rammed earth is fireproof due to the nature of what it's composed of. There is nothing organic in a rammed earth wall to make it grow mold or catch on fire. That alone shows why it lasts so long. A fully rammed earth house will use 75% less energy than a normal house. Creating spaces where we are not using energy is itself a huge factor in mitigating climate change. Rammed earth walls keep heat in remarkably well during the winter months, and vice versa when it comes to summer months by keeping that heat out. This calls for no AC units or furnace applications to keep a rammed earth house warm. The energy efficiency comes from the combination of insulation between the walls as well as the thermal mass of the rammed earth itself. Climate change will be greatly reduced if everyone could live this way. I also have a few examples here of a fully built rammed earth house. And I mean, just imagine waking up and knowing that you're living in a place built with the earth around you. It doesn't get better than that. Not too many people are living that way. So the installation of rammed earth. So the process of installation is similar to a concrete structure, except with concrete, you have a formwork where you then pour the mix. With rammed earth, you put it in clay layers while pneumatically pressing it down, turning it back into stone. Once construction is complete, there is no need to paint the walls. Once it sets, it is done. In the top right, we have a diagram showing how concrete and rammed earth could be used together. So you see here at the top, we have our reinforced concrete bond beam, which holds the two slabs together. Then we have our insulation in the middle between the two whites. And then on the bottom, we have our footing or appropriate foundation, which is usually made of concrete. So why did I pick rammed earth? So I chose to research rammed earth because of the interesting process of building with it, as well as the natural resources it includes. The sheer beauty of rammed earth structures really intrigued me, knowing you can save the environment with it and look good while doing so. Some of the most remarkable structures are made with rammed earth, and they still stand thousands of years to this day. And I have a few more photos here on the right showing like each individual layer that built up these walls. And obviously, the amount of layers that you have is gonna differ depending on how high your wall is. You see here on the top right, we have a wall that has what 50 or 60 layers, put to it. So I mean, it's really cool, honestly, and be able to see the individual sets of material that you have to press down in order to make this structure is just awesome, in my opinion. But that's pretty much the end of my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.